going to be the topicality. The reason why the topicality is a big issue is because clubs are not schools. We cannot hammer in that fact more than enough on the idea. The fact that they came up here and said like grants for research or go to clubs and trickle down to clubs. However, they didn't do that. They went to a small portion. They went to a club. They said it has to specifically be this. That is not the school. That is a club. When you say, I'm going to fund the university for educational researchers, you're funding the university. The university gets to decide where this goes. But they didn't. They said it's going straight to debate clubs. That makes them unresolutional and untopical for that reason. When you decide what this is, this actually supercharges by the SIG spec. When you look at it, because it's such a small population, you supercharge the T by this. Because this, the debate club is not the school and it's just a club, it is supercharged because it's a SIG spec actually set through the SIG spec. It affects such a small population, doesn't affect enough people. If you went through the educational grant, as my partner was saying, like when you affect more people, you can affect more people through that. So they both piggyback off of each other for that reason. My second voter here today is going to be the SIG spec. When you look at the SIG spec, my partner said it best. You can't fiat people's intention. What he's saying, when people do not want to come up here if they don't want to public speak, people are terrified of public speaking. It's one of the number one most fears. Like that's what people fear a lot is public speaking. Like you won't be able to fiat these ideas. They said, well, we have money. Doesn't mean people are going to come up here and do this. Doesn't mean people are going to want to show up. They cannot fiat. So because of that, they lose their solvency. They lose the impact of their solvency for that. It's such a small number of people. As my partner came up and said, the most we've ever seen on a team is around 20. 20 people. Like that's not a huge population of a school. It completely bites the SIG spec. So when you look at the SIG spec as voters, the idea of, or the standards that we put to you of stock issues, government burden, and debatability, those completely feed into that because it's such a small population. We're looking at such a small number that we shouldn't be doing this. Like if you going back to the idea, cross-applied idea of like grants to broader things that the school needs to decide, they can decide what's most important to the most amount of people. But because they parametricize such a small thing, they're only hitting a small number of people that may not be beneficial for the university because they went such a small thing. These supercharged, again by the T, they go back off of each other for those reasons. Like, don't let them respond to these dropped arguments on the T and the SIG spec. Like, my partner brought them up in response because they didn't bring them up in their member speech as well. So don't let them bring it up because that will be abusive to us. My third voter here today is going to be the idea of net benefits. We agree that net benefits is going to be the weighing mechanism of the round. However, let's look at what you're weighing through net benefits. Well, there are two advantages. Was essentially going to help hopefully be able to get the green energy, the green push if we take away this oil. They never responded to the idea that the government gives these grants so that we don't just have to rely on the research of oil companies. What I said in my first speech was these oil companies will say, research says it's good. Well, that's great, but if we don't have the United States research, which goes through these universities to say, whoa, 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 it's not good, maybe we shouldn't do this, we wouldn't have that. We'd continue to say oil's the best way to go all the way through. They never responded to that, so that turn on their green energy still sticks. They lose that. Their next one was the advantage of the idea that we're going to be critical thinking. They don't fix the DA. They don't fix how people are getting to college. So because of that, their impacts are minimized completely. They had no solvency on this because these people aren't going to be able to get the benefits of critical thinking. And then the DA isn't fixed. The idea of FAFSA and getting to college isn't fixed. So because of this, the impact is that you're going to have less people getting this, and it completely takes out their solvency. So in that benefits, they have nothing in which to weigh for their winning. Where in our world, we show you how they the significance and the T still speak. Like the significance, it affects such a small population when we could affect more people if we had done a better job and affected more people and had a better idea.